Ross and Ryan, and we know that you're dying to hear what we have to say today. I say we hear what we have to say today. It's the blank. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in. Yeah. Hello, young world. I'm Carlos.
And this is Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. This week, our blank is could be a thoughtful one. Could be a very deep dive, if you will. But we'll get into that before.
Definitely an interesting one.
But is there something you want to say to the young world before we get into it?
Happy Thursday, everybody. You guys know me.
Yeah.
I love Thursdays. So happy Thursday to everybody. And thank you for joining in. You'll probably be listening to this on a Friday, but still happy Thursday.
And Friday.
And Friday, that too.
Yeah. TGIF, if you will. Yeah, just what's going on. Recent events. We always start with those. Let's start with the obvious one. Today being, what's the name of the day today?
The National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Am I saying that right?
You nailed it.
Reconciliation.
Nailed
I swear
it.
sometimes my English is all like
What? Since
skewed.
when?
I don't know. It's just like there's certain things that I just can't say, like certain
Has
words.
someone told you that your English was not good?
No, I remember taking ESL when I was like
What?
in grade 1.
Shut the fuck up.
I
You
swear.
took ESL?
Yeah, so then I remember in grade
Why?
I don't know. In grade 1, in kindergarten I was perfectly fine, I guess.
But you were born here.
I know. But I learned Cambodian, I guess, first, right? So I guess maybe they're like, oh, okay, you need to take ESL for whatever reason. So then I remember in grade 1, shout out to Meadowbrook Public School in Newmarket.
Weird that you give Canadian-born kids ESL, but all right,
But
we'll take it.
yeah, it was super weird. I remember doing kindergarten, then I got to grade 1, and we actually started doing like writing and like all that kind of crap, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I remember they're like, Ryan, like we need to put you in ESL, and I'm like, why? I'm like, for what? And then I remember like being in, I think it was like a lower English class kind of thing with more of like the foreign kids or something like that were in our thing. You know what? I even think that I was in an ESL program at in our Bakersfield, yeah, before you got there.
What?
I think what happened was when I moved from Newmarket to Vaughan,
Yeah.
they made me do an ESL like test
To ensure that
I actually like
English.
spoke English properly.
Wow.
And like knew how to write and stuff. I'm like, man, I've been passing grades and I haven't failed yet.
Yeah,
when I think about it.
My English is fine. What's the problem? Well, son, your name is Ryan, and you spelt out the word Jennifer.
That's what I wish my name was.
And it started a whole thing. You were, yeah. Oh boy. Wow, this is new information. I did not know that.
Super weird, man.
Huh.
Super weird.
I mean, you went through it, and you know your English is pretty good now.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you. I try to. I try to learn.
It's not so good right now. It's not so
perfect,
good right now, but
I definitely try to expand my vocabulary.
Jeez.
Yeah, so definitely, but yeah, super weird. I don't even know where that came from, but it's definitely the stuttering. Maybe it was the stuttering. You know, when you have
had
to
a stutter.
I don't know if I had a stutter when I was younger, particular. Like it was, you know, when you used to read in front of the teacher,
Yeah.
and they would like grade you on like your speed and like your flow and like would you hesitate at certain words. Maybe I just wasn't a great like public speaker or public reader. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, in grade school, so for our South Korean listener, in like grade school, they make you read, like, I don't know, they sat me down beside a teacher and you would read like paragraphs to a teacher, and then she would like, he or she would, or they would grade you on like your flow and like what you're reading, and if you hesitate on certain words, and I guess that's how they determine like. And I probably was a really terrible fucking public reader to my teacher when I was younger. I'm assuming so.
Huh.
But super weird. I don't know. Yeah, that just came out of nowhere.
Imagine you with a stutter up there. Holy. And the games you'd be playing them today?
I'm like, what up, girl?
What up, girl? What up? You shoot like a fucking pussy. You shoot like a pussy. Shit.
No jokes against people who stutter, because that's a serious issue here, and I'm hoping you get like I'm hoping that it's not too thing. But jokes aside.
Oh, wow. This is so fascinating. Really?
What?
Can you imagine you with a stutter though? That'd be like,
I can't imagine.
Let me no.
I don't.
No, let me know. Shit.
I wouldn't know how to do my job.
Yeah.
You know.
But that'd be interesting.
What can you do? You advance as a person.
Yeah. Well, you made it here. But continuing on with what today is.
Truth and reconciliation.
Yeah. So, you know, in recognition of what the terrible tragedy of finding the children of the Aboriginals.
Yes.
Aboriginal children in the, I guess, Catholic residential schools. You know, it's a good day to reflect and to recognize those that we lost, those families who've, you know, been affected, the communities affected. Yeah, today's that day, and, you know, we want to honor those that we lost in that terrible tragedy, and hope things like that never happen again. To the assholes and dicks who feel that today is not necessary.
Looking at you.
Yeah, no, I heard some things. I wasn't at work today, but a few people said that there was a few customers that didn't, you know, that thought today was useless and, you know, to suck it up. Here's the deal, you pieces of shit. Sons of bitches, you motherfuckers. We lost innocent children, a lot, and that we weren't even aware of, and communities were affected. How was it? How would you feel if we go, you know, and you lose a loved one, and then the next day we tell you, hey, suck it up, go back to work, deal with it, move on. Not cool, is it? No, it isn't. So fuck you, get your shit together and recognize what the hell's going on.
Yeah, screw you.
You fucking pussies. You pieces of shit.
But yeah, to add on Carlos's point, yeah, well, we heard of one today. We have a buddy that had to unfortunately deal with somebody who was very, very selfish. You know, thought today was a waste of a day, waste of a holiday, telling our government and Aboriginal people to suck it up. Like, what are you thinking? And then for those who are out there that think that, I'm really just hoping that you're just miseducated, and maybe you're going through something today, but really fucking today's an important day, and I'm glad that we're doing it. So, yeah. National Day of
See, those are the people that need the special classes. You know what I'm saying? What are you?
I don't know. I have no idea.
The education system fucked us up again. Thanks a lot, Trudeau. Anyways,
I read. Sorry to go ahead.
No, you please go ahead.
I was gonna say I was reading a little bit on the day today, and if you go look it up on Google, you can type in the name of the day, and then the first link actually comes up from the Canadian government, and they're talking pretty much about like what's going on, why do we have this day going forward, you know, the great parts about it to spread awareness, this and that. But one of the things I actually found really, really fucking interesting, and I'm sure that there's people who already knew this, but the last residential school that was closed in Canada, guess what year it was?
Well, the year?
Yeah, it was a year.
Oh boy.
So the last residential school that was closed in Canada, what year was it closed?
I don't 1989.
See, the good thing about that answer, and sort of craziness about it is because it seems 1989 isn't long ago.
No.
It's like what, 30 years?
30, yeah.
30 and change?
Yeah.
30 and change years kind of seems like a long time ago, but it was still sort of recent. So to even just to think that these residential schools existed in 1989 is ridiculous. But the last residential school that was actually closed was in 1996.
Whoa.
So we were already born at that point in time.
Oh shit.
And definitely there was, racism against Aboriginals. There still is to this day.
Assimilation,
all that crap to be pretty much suppress them. Those guys don't even have some fresh drinking water in some of their reserves.
Right.
Real fucked up. To think that it was only about 25 years ago that the last school was closed, kind of thing. And then the shit that they're doing and what they're finding out now. And to jump back to some of our previous episodes where they're talking about finding these children's bodies in these closed down residential schools, fucking horror story. But like terrible. To think that potentially still only happened about 25 years ago is absolutely ridiculous.
Nuts.
So just one of those interesting facts that I ran into today thinking about it or talking about it or looking it up. So yeah, fuck that, man. Fucked up.
So here's to those that were affected, and here's to no more tragedies like that happening in our country. Let's keep it moving forward, keep it peaceful. A lot of shit's going on, but in terms of politics between this civil war we got with the vax and the anti-vax. So let's try to keep the shit to the minimal and move on. Pandemic's getting all of us messed up. So, jeez, come on, guys. Let's get better, all right? Let's do better, young world. Let's do better. In other news, we should have talked about this last week, but this whole I don't know if it's old news now, but the Drake versus Michael Jackson thing, that shit really grinds my gears.
What?
They're saying there's this Twitter account who asked a question: is Drake as big as or as popular as Michael Jackson was when he was at his peak?
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely
not. The answer is no. He wasn't. Not even. Dude, bro, girls would see Michael Jackson and literally set themselves on fire. Just like, Michael, oh! And then just evaporate into just ash.
And then he used that ash in his music videos.
And he'd moonwalk on it, and then just spin around in it. And then he'd disappear, and that's it. Drake can't do that. Bro, I can go into the metro right now, run into Drake, be like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? Great album."
He's definitely not as big. I wouldn't say he's not like far off. I wouldn't say he's close, but he's not far off. I think he's still an international artist that everyone knows
I think he's big in North America.
I would think he would be big in like other parts of the world too.
Europe, maybe. Africa, I don't think so.
Maybe not Africa.
Yeah.
And maybe not like the little towns in Cambodia. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a good way of getting music. I don't know.
But you know who would be big in those little towns?
They would. Yeah,
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson for sure.
He transcended everything.
I think I've spoken to my mom like way back when she was saying stuff about how she heard about Michael. No, actually, she would have been here, but like I remember, like even for like old immigrant parents like mine, and I'm sure yours.
Yeah, my parents when they were in Ghana in like the 70s, they heard Michael Jackson.
Okay, yeah,
from there.
That's wild.
He's like
that's how big he was.
He was massive. Michael Jackson would not walk down the street. And he would not, and there was no, like, if at his prime, he would be swarmed. Like, he wouldn't even be allowed to walk down the street. Yeah. He would even be in his car, and they would still swarm his car. Drake, at most, people would swarm him, but not even as close as big.
No, definitely not.
Not in Toronto. No way. No way. So, yes, in terms of that stupid debate question, young world, listen, I know you're not really, you still have this generation's music will kind of debatable. It's kind of not good, but in terms of popularity, ladies, if you want to go on video and compare, I promise you Michael Jackson is at the top. The comparison in terms of popularity would either be Michael Jackson and the Beatles. In my opinion, I think the Beatles are the most popular music act in the history of music. But Michael Jackson literally could be even right here. Or maybe even more, but who knows? I can't even say. I'm just saying, Michael Jackson had an entrance at a concert where he popped up on stage like Rey Mysterio, just doosh, and stood there for 2 minutes, and people were passing out.
Yeah, Michael Jackson is literally a god.
A god in the he is literally the closest thing to God.
Yeah. Like, like back in like ancient times,
yes,
when like people thought that like other people were gods,
like maybe they had your Michelangelos,
that kind of stuff,
your Herculeses, your
like those dudes that people thought Zeus's, were gods.
Yes,
he is a god. Would be He's an actual god.
Yes,
like
100%. Imagine going to a Michael Jackson concert, fainting 2 minutes in, and then the next day you're going to work. Hey, how's the concert? I wouldn't know. I was in the goddamn ICU. I fainted. I saw the guy. I couldn't help myself. I'm like, he's real. Oh,
God. Yeah, there's no way.
No way. And you cannot convince me otherwise. You can't.
But if you do think he is, then please shoot us an email.
Or shoot yourself. Because that's what you should do. You should listen to us. Kill yourself. if you think that Michael Drake is bigger than Michael Jackson. God. I went there. I don't care. This guy.
Hit us up on Instagram. Carlos watches it. He would love to go back and forth with you, and I would love to see the conversation.
I would gladly. Hell, if we can get somebody, we can freaking Zoom call somebody. I would go ahead, make my day, punks. That's all I got for recent news. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Oh, well, I was gonna talk about the Markham couple because that was kind of
yes.
And then we also had recent news. There was this girl that went missing with her boyfriend.
Went missing with her? Oh wait!
Oh, and then they ended up finding her body.
Oh yes, in Florida.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. But they're still looking for the boyfriend. Apparently he's a suspect in the murder.
That's messed up. So they're still looking for him?
Yeah, they're still looking for him.
I wanted to bring that up. That was kind of weird. So for those who don't know, girl and a guy in a relationship, I think they went like they got in RVing or they got in a car and then drove across America.
I believe. Yes.
And then the girl goes missing. I think they end up finding the girl's body. And then the dude goes missing because he's a suspect in the murder or they're searching. Assumed murder. So now they're searching for him.
And now Dog the Bounty Hunter apparently is looking for him.
I am the dog, the big bad dog. Remember when that dude had a TV?
Yeah.
I mean, like a television show?
He was popular, dude.
See, I guess that's why I have ESL. I just said, remember he had a TV? He probably had many TVs.
Oh, right. Now it's catching up to you. Now I can't see you any other way. Now I see you as this non-English speaking.
I don't know.
Oh no, here we go. Full accent. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he was a very popular TV show. You know what I didn't like about the show is how he was so like freaking, ruthless with the people who's catching. Catch this motherfucker, you son of a bitch, you pussy, I'm gonna end your life. You're dead, you hear me, you're dead. Handcuffs on him. And then they take him back to the station. They're like, hey man, how you doing? Jesus loves you, dude. You know what I'm saying? You can do better. And I want the best for you, all right, pal? You got this. Yeah. And he does that with everybody. It's like, okay, hang on. He was just,
2 minutes ago, he just broke the guy's arm.
Called me a fucking pussy and a motherfucking asshole, saying that I'm a piece of shit and you literally threatened to kill me. What is this going on here?
It needs a happy ending.
Yeah. And cut. That was great, dog. Thank you so much, dog. Oh, appreciate it, man. Hey, you were great. I was great. What about me? Am I going to jail or what? Yeah, you can let the cops deal with that, all right, pal?
I'm just here to get paid. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Exactly. And that's Dog the Bounty Hunter's life. And then fast forward, a bit of racism. Yeah, normal. And then here we are, back to normal.
What was the racist event?
He went off, I believe, on his daughter for dating a black dude.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Well, that's Dog the Bounty Hunter. Well, I mean, to be fair, if anybody was going to be a racist, what did you trust a dude from, where is he from, like Texas, with a mullet on? What did you think? You truly thought that man was not a racist? Really?
I'm just surprised. Like I was like,
that was shocking.
You have an image in like Hollywood. What do you call him? Like a D-list actor, like an E-list actor now?
Sure.
Because he's not in anything. And no offense, dog, if you are listening to this, or ever do listen to this, but if you're not as popular, like, don't you want to try and boost your image here by like doing certain events and like being a good person, or at least showing that you're a good person, and then fucking maybe making it big and then do some controversial shit? All right, never mind.
Whoa.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
that's what I would think celebrities do. If you're really a piece of shit in real life, aren't you trying to get big again?
Well, not
like
this
if he's
guy.
not.
Well, I mean, like,
I don't know.
like he's not going to just be like, "Hey, I'm not a racist." Dude, your mullet says it all, pal. The mullet says it all. All right.
I need to learn how to rock a mullet, man.
No, you don't. Why would you ever rock? You think your homegirl's gonna allow you to do that? No way. Look at this dude. If I so help me God, if I see you at a Zac Brown concert. Oh boy. Anyways, are we gonna go to the topic at hand?
Let's get right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the blank this week, the puzzle this week, that we're trying to solve is conspiracies and rumors.
Dun.
Please
don't copyright us for this one.
Yeah. Conspiracies / rumors. Conspiracies, ladies and gentlemen. They're what makes the world interesting, I would say.
How would you define a conspiracy theory?
Something that's full of shit, but could be true. But there's a chance.
Like something that's so full of crap that just sounds like crazy.
It sounds ridiculous. It sounds insane. But at the same time, there's sufficient evidence to show that, or not sufficient, but it could be some evidence there to show it might be true. Might be true. Any recent conspiracies that you've?
I think that one of the ones I was looking into recently, and I think that for those who don't know, I think it's in like Georgia. But in Georgia, there's, I think, in like the desert or something like that out there, and I don't know exactly the spot, but there's like these hedgestones that are out there. I don't know if you've ever heard of these.
Hedgestones in Georgia? I don't think
so. There's like these huge fucking massive stones in the States somewhere. I think it's Georgia. But what's written on them is causing a whole bunch of like controversy over the last couple of years. Because a lot of the wording in it sounds like population control.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure that there's definitely some sort of, why it's there and who put it there and what company was involved or whatever like that. But pretty much there's these huge, massive stones somewhere in the States. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theory. Look it up. But
if you're not reading the literature, look it up. Something's really wrong with you.
But I think one of the lines that I've read actually on the stone is like, to maintain balance in nature, there needs to be like only 5 million people on Earth or something like that, or like 50 million people on Earth. It's something like that. So a lot of conspiracy theorists, people are saying that these stones are actually coming out by like the people who run the world and how they're going to use certain things to like. Thanos is the Marvel dude, right? The dude is trying to kill everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be our last episode of The Blank. I'm freaking about to lose my shit on this dude. How have you not seen any of these Marvel? That's a conspiracy theory.
I've seen the last one. I saw Endgame.
Oh, you did?
I saw it.
How was it?
It was pretty good. But he's the dude that's trying to kill everybody, the big dude.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I really know. I don't know much about that stuff, man.
When did you see Endgame?
I don't know, like a year ago.
You saw it at home? In theaters?
It was on Netflix. It was on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Disney Plus.
Good shit. Oh, I was watching Free Guy on Disney Plus yesterday.
Is it a good movie?
It's decent. It's decent.
Okay.
It was alright. It was good to pass the time.
Would you recommend it really quickly? Jump off topic?
I would not.
Sorry,
Ryan Reynolds. No, it's good. No, it's a good movie. You guys check it out. It's good.
Is it Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, it is Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay. But
Yes,
yeah.
go ahead with
So
your headstones.
yeah, like a lot of the wording on this like headstone says some weird shit about like population control and like the balance of the world.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. So a lot of like conspiracy theorists are taking those headstones to be like, oh, the people who place them here are like the government or the people who run the government. And they're going to put out something eventually so that it remains like balance in the world. So then like, I think
Like a pandemic.
People were using the pandemic as like an excuse, like, oh,
shit.
COVID is part of like the population control that like the leaders of the world
the
have.
Freemasons.
Exactly.
Oh,
some shit like that.
Holy shit.
To remain balanced in the world or something like that. That was a really interesting recent one that I would say. So
Which
like
is
COVID, us going through it now, super interesting. And they're thinking that COVID is part of the remaining balance.
And it's funny that you mentioned 5 million, because if you take 5 million divided by 5, which equals 1 million, and take 1 million, you divide it by 1, it's still 1 million. And the 1 is also a number of Freemason obsession.
What's that dude's Instagram?
What is his Instagram? I forget. I miss that guy.
We need to look up that dude's Instagram. For anybody who doesn't know, because we're having somewhat of a personal conversation.
Inside joke.
But there's this dude on Instagram. I don't know his name. I don't have Instagram personally, but we know him through like friends that post him or share stuff. But he's like one of the biggest conspiracy theorist person on Instagram.
Truth Seeker Network.
Truth Seeker Network.
That's his name.
So everybody who's listening, please go look that up on Instagram because it is very, very funny.
Somewhat disturbing too, because he does talk about like deaths about famous celebrities as well that like recently passed. Like he did one on Kobe. He did one on Pop Smoke, I believe. There's one here on Hugh Jackman. He's not dead, but let's see. Hugh Jackman, the Wolverine, lets go of his father, Chris, reported dead on the predicted and incoming dog and Jesus Christ ritual.
True Secret Network, man. Go check him out.
Yeah.
I'm actually promoting his Instagram.
Oh, he even talked about dog chasing homeboy in Florida.
Oh, okay.
He's on the case. SEAL Team 666 is what he refers to. And there's this odd picture of Elon Musk holding a dog.
And for those who don't know or are listening on their audio, go check him out.
Truth Seeker Network.
Seeker Network.
Oh my God, he even did one on Buzz Lightyear.
But in this case, I'm sure that there's probably something out there, but that was probably the most recent one I would think of. Do you have any recent conspiracy theories? I would say
I don't know about recent. I've been looking on Reddit. Shout out to Reddit, man. There's a whole ass conspiracy,
great community,
great community of like
Reddit's actually.
No, Reddit's amazing. I could even considered at one point deleting Instagram once because of Reddit was just like perfect. It had memes, it had community, but we won't, because we want to use Instagram to promote our page, obviously, because Instagram is important for social connectivity with your friends and families. Instagram, pay us for the goddamn commercial. Anyways, we are moving forward here. It's not recent, but it is about the OJ case. Now, for those of you who may have not listened to our recent episodes, I'm a big fan of the OJ trial. I watch videos every once in a while. There's a show called OJ Simpson versus the People. Sorry, it's The People versus OJ. It's a TV limited series, one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Wow.
If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Strong recommendation. But yes, there was one conspiracy of the OJ trial that it blew my mind. And there could be truth to it, was that OJ's son killed Nicole Brown Simpson.
How old was OJ's son at the time?
How old was he? He was definitely old enough to work. He was a chef at the time.
Okay, so he was definitely old enough.
He was old enough.
Understand and act upon certain things.
Yeah. So at the time, I'm not sure. So like roughly like mid-20s, I'd say.
Where are they getting this from? Why do they think?
So here's I read this on Reddit. So here's the deal. So the night his son was supposed to work at the kitchen, he did not clock out that night. So the situation was that Nicole Brown Simpson was separated from OJ at this time, but he was still close with Nicole because they grew. He basically grew up with her. So let's go back and rewind in terms of his childhood years when OJ was with his first wife. This kid he accidentally killed his sister by accident, which split the apparently like there was a drown. Like he let her drown.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it split that family apart. It split the family apart, and that's why OJ and his wife got divorced. And then OJ met Nicole, and he grew up with her. Wow. So fast forward, this OJ's son was supposed to cook for Nicole and was supposed to cook for Nicole that night, but then she canceled. And you have to keep in mind, OJ's son had like a very big rage problem. He was he got pissed off. Wow. Like he even had he was on parole actually because he threatened to kill his manager with a knife from a previous job. And he was also in the Navy and in the Army as well.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So he knows his way around a weapon. So he was pissed off. He goes to Nicole's house to confront her about this. And he sees Nicole with another dude. And that enrages him. But it shouldn't because they're separated at the time. So he gets pissed off. He kills Nicole, kills homeboy. And then he, after, and you have to also bear in mind that his brother and sister are upstairs in the room sleeping while this is happening.
Wow. That's fucked up.
Yeah. And then as this is going on, or after it went on, he kills the two people. He realized what he did. He's freaking out. He calls his father, tells him what's wrong. And his father comes to the scene and realizes what he did. And his father's like, fuck, what did you do? What have you done? He hides the knife and then drives off and takes the knife with him and drives off with the famous Bronco that he uses in the highway chase. And that's how we got the OJ trial today.
Wow.
And then
that is wild.
Also, there was a deposition interview where he had to change his statement a few times and he got caught and they never followed up on that.
Is that the closest, because you seem pretty invested.
Yeah.
Is that the closest conspiracy that you believe to be true?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. After reading all of that, it makes sense to me.
Wow.
I'm not really conspiracy theorists. I don't really believe in conspiracies, but the evidence is insane in that.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes. So that was one I was obsessed with for quite some time. Shout out to Sajid 2Time for showing me that. That's a conspiracy that I was like, holy shit, fuck. What are the chances?
That's crazy.
What are the chances? Because yes. But I've been saying for years, even before I found out about this, I don't think OJ did it, but someone did it on his behalf, or he had someone.
He got someone to do it.
Yeah.
See, I don't know too much about the case enough to say, but I don't know, man. He was on top of the world at that point.
Dude,
in time,
literally,
right? So
literally one of the greatest football players ever.
And I guess that gives you a reason to try to hide it, I guess.
Do you think he hid it because of his popularity? I think he loved this song a lot. In terms of, are you saying in regards to my side of the things, or in terms of
what you think? I think that if he wanted to do it, then he would definitely get someone to do it for him because he's on top of the world, doesn't want his his hands bloody kind of thing,
right?
No pun intended. But that kind of thing, I think that's what makes sense to me.
Interesting.
I wonder if no one really knows.
No one knows
if he actually did it or not. That's crazy.
That's it. I think the closest thing that would come to a celebrity that big doing something is LeBron, maybe.
Oh yeah.
If LeBron did some, oh my God, the attention.
Or Tom Brady.
Wow, that would be big.
Wayne Gretzky.
Now or then?
Then
that would be huge.
Yeah. Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Tiger had his.
Well, that was pretty big though.
For cheating, that was huge.
That was huge. But now, if murder was included in that, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Yo, Dundas Square would be it'd be a wrap. I remember talking to my mom about the OJ trial. Like, were you invested in it? And we got a dog screaming. He must be an OJ fan. OJ didn't do it. Bark, bark.
Something like that.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I remember asking my mom how invested she was. Like, oh my God, Carlos, like I went to me and your godmother were watching it at her house when the verdict came on, and we were both just shocked. We couldn't believe it that he got away with it. But yeah, it was craziness around here. Like everything stopped when that trial was on.
It's wild how things like that got so big. To get off the topic for like a second,
yeah, that's fine.
It's crazy how that blew up, especially like in Canada. It's an American case. It's a big superstar, I guess, and it blows up. And they don't even have internet at that point, really.
No internet. But they had to follow. They're listening to radio,
television,
newspapers,
people talking to people, like crazy how like that shit interacts and like gets
dude,
around.
Like watching videos of like Times Square in New York, literally packed with people in the street watching on the screen.
It's crazy.
Like holy shit, dude, it's insane. Huh? Yeah, man, that is wild time. I don't think we'll ever have a trial that big ever.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that'd be insane. But yeah, that's a conspiracy I follow. Another one, the Princess Diana.
Oh, I was gonna say,
yeah,
that one's. Well, I was gonna be like, bringing up celebrities.
Yeah,
the Princess Diana case, like that one's like odd bird, or like the black kind of chicken.
Black chicken.
You know how like people say, "Oh, you're the black chicken out." There's
what
like
the
that term?
fuck kind of English did they teach you at that school? Who is it? Who is your?
You ever heard that term?
Your supervisors
on the term. It's like, the black swan, like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So like that kind of concept.
Yeah.
I guess like she was considered like the odd person out of the family.
And it's not that she. Well, I mean, she didn't. I think she didn't fit the criteria of the princess that they're looking for. So she was genuinely cool.
But do you believe that they did it? The family
Let's give the people the rundown as to what happened. So Princess Diana was married into the family. She separated from Prince Charles at this time. At the time of she was in a vehicle with her supposed lover at the time, and they had a driver driving them somewhere, and they got into this huge accident in a tunnel. The details are pretty vague, but the lover, and the driver all passed away in that accident. Now, for many years, people are speculating that the queen and her family had something to do with it due to her separating. I guess it just didn't look like a good thing. You know what I mean? It didn't look good on paper for her to separate from Charles. In terms of, do I think I've heard some pretty dark things. Even with the residential school shit, there was that thing I heard that the queen walked with like 50 kids and she never walked. They never walked back with her. They have no clue what happened to those kids. I mean, they did some, dark down, dirty shit.
You are probably in modern day the most. I don't know about powerful, but like
you're legitimate royalty. Yeah,
in modern day.
Let's not forget they owned many countries. They took control over many countries. Took control over Ghana.
Canada,
they're still under control.
We're still, what do we call, like a constitutional monarch or something like that? Mm-hmm. But in this case, I believe it.
Yeah,
I 100% believe that.
Whoa, 100%.
I think I'm pretty like I don't know, man. You got a driver. Obviously, accidents happen. Like car crashes happen every day.
This happened in a tunnel, and I don't believe there was another car.
See, like what?
Yeah.
And someone, please, if we have the facts wrong, let us know. But I would love to know exactly if another car was involved, or did the driver drunk or something like that.
Let's look it up.
But I 100% believe that.
I was watching a Princess Diana, like a reaction video. It came up, this dude just bought a camera and he was just testing it out, and he was just hanging out with his friends, and then while this was going on, it was on the news that she was in a car accident, and then he recorded it the moment they found out that they announced that she died, and it just complete shock.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, man, it was.
I think even in
She
Canada,
was hella popular.
oh
man.
yeah, I even think in
Dude.
Canada, like I think I remember speaking to my mom about it when she died. I remember asking her like, "Oh, like how did you feel?" And like, what was it like out in shit? And she's like, "Yeah, like it was a huge deal." Even in Canada, um, people were kind of freaking out and shocked. And like with Princess Diana, everyone knows who she is. I don't know how long her name's gonna last. Like through our generations, we know her because of
Her sons.
yeah, her sons and the
Yeah.
generation above them and above us that kind of tells about these stories. But she was a well-known and is going to be a well-known person for a long time.
Oh yeah,
So,
man, I think that bothers the family
yeah.
because she.
Well, they did it.
Oh, geez.
She could have just.
I just want to go on record here that my views on this are no longer related to what Ryan is saying. But here's what they're saying. They're saying at 12:23 in the morning, the driver, Paul, lost control of the vehicle at the entrance of the tunnel. The car struck the right-hand wall and then swerved to the left to the 2-lane before it collided head-on with the 13th pillar that supported the roof. The car was traveling at an estimated of 105 kilometers, over twice the tunnel's limit. It then spun and hit the stone wall of the tunnel backwards, finally come to a stop. And they're blaming paparazzi for following them. And funny enough, actually, one of the survivors was their bodyguard, Trevor Rest Jones.
Was he in a different car?
He was he was in the same car, it looks like.
And he survived.
He survived.
And the driver, the dude, and Princess Diana all
died.
Wow.
Yeah. In a Mercedes-Benz W.
And he holds that story till today?
The bodyguard, yes.
Damn. Man, what car does he drive now?
Oh, Jesus.
How much he got in his bank account?
They said, hold on, antidepressants and traces of an antipsychotic in his blood may have worsened Paul's inebriation. So they're saying that he was under the influence at the time, the driver.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's, they're saying the details of Homegirl, Princess Diana's death. But you truly believe that?
I believe that. I think that
it makes sense. I mean, deep down, I kind of believe it. But I mean, because I think if anybody's capable of doing such things to make it look like an accident, it's the royal family. Yeah. I truly do.
I think any family in that kind of case, like any powerful
in
family,
terms of how they look and like how it makes them look, like if someone is making the family look bad, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So they just went full The Sopranos and then pulled the trigger and did it. Oh dear.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Princess Diana, though. She does seem pretty cool, man.
Rest in peace, sir.
Yeah, rest in peace.
One of the ones I was gonna bring up, because we're still on like the topic of celebrities. Yeah, and this is Canadian news.
Oh.
But you've maybe heard this one, probably, maybe some people haven't, because it is a Canadian conspiracy theory. But Justin Trudeau, people think that he's actually Fidel Castro's son.
Oh yes, I've heard this one.
So
I've heard this
if you go look up this theory, a whole bunch of people actually think it, because I think Fidel Castro and Trudeau's parents are really close at this time.
He blew Homegirl's back out, apparently. His mom's back out.
God damn.
Apparently.
Ooh.
And then homeboy Trudeau came out. And they do have side-by-side pictures. And
and it looks pretty fucking similar. I'm not gonna lie. You know? So you take Justin Trudeau and you take Fidel.
And then
we'll look it up. Look it up.
Read the fucking literature.
But definitely. God. So that was a really tidbit one I just wanted to throw in. I thought that was pretty funny. Whether it's true or not, I have no idea. I don't know too much about that whole shit, but it is kind of funny. And if you take the side-by-side pictures, they definitely do look a lot alike.
Yeah. Speaking of earlier, Michael Jackson, there was a rumor that Michael and his sister LaToya were the same person.
Whoa. I think I've heard that one before. Yeah. That's weird though.
That is very weird.
Like I've seen LaToya. She doesn't
She's not that good of a singer or
Where does that
dancer.
even come from?
It's
like,
random,
all
dude.
that
Well,
kind
I
of
mean,
stuff,
like
you know?
Michael Jackson had a bunch of rumors about him. You know, with the whole like they're saying that he slept in a hyperbolic chamber, you know, like the freaking, you know, relax the skin because he had vitiligo.
Wow.
They also said he was his Janet's. Him and Janet were the same person. That's why their music was both so successful. They said that. What was another one about Michael that I heard? They also said that the white Michael Jackson and the black Michael Jackson are two separate people.
What?
Like he never had vitiligo. It's just like which would be interesting. Imagine that, huh? They're like, we need a new Michael Jackson. This guy's white.
This guy's over here.
What about this guy? He's great. He dances, he sings just like him.
Over here.
He's white. We can't portray that. What are you talking about?
Man, trust me, we got vitiligo.
Yeah, we got vitiligo. That's a thing. That's a thing. We'll be good. Let's do this. And then, yeah, henceforth, Bad came out and was a huge success, and people didn't care if he was white or black.
What do you think? What do you
white.
think the black Michael Jackson's doing right now? If that is true,
Probably on an island chilling with Tupac Shakur, which
Shout
is
out
also
to
a big
Tupac.
rumor.
Shout out to Tupac
Yeah, hope he's enjoying his island time.
and Biggie.
And Biggie, yeah, apparently. Yeah, Justin Trudeau one, that was an interesting one. I do remember that
one's like very, very
Yeah.
odd.
That is an odd one. I did see the side by side, and I'm like, I didn't believe it when I heard it. And I'm like, what the hell? Just what do you, you know, where are these people coming up with this? Then I saw the side by side, and I'm like, huh,
Yeah,
huh.
this could be true.
There is some truth to this. There is some truth to this.
One thing I would like to hear from people, if you message us on YouTube, leave a comment, whatever it may be, tell us about one of the conspiracy theories that you've heard and maybe thought was real, or you still think to this day is real.
It's real to me, god damn it.
Hit us up on Instagram,
Yeah.
YouTube, Gmail, all the usual stuff.
Yeah.
I would love to hear it. So please.
Speaking of daughters, going back to OJ, there was a rumor that Khloe Kardashian is OJ's daughter.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one.
That
too.
was an interesting one.
I don't know. I really care about that at all, but that's just, no offense
Yeah.
to the Kardashian family, but I don't know. They're doing well, so good for you guys. But yeah, I don't know.
That's a yikes. That's a yikes one. Yeah. Gucci Mane being a clone since he was released from prison.
That's a real conspiracy.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
That's the weirdest thing I've
That
ever
is
heard.
a real thing. Apparently, they killed Gucci Mane in prison, and then they're like, "No, he needs to be better. He needs to lose weight and talk better. Let's get him out here." And
Well, he did do a bunch of like odd, unusual.
he beat the shit out of a girl at a concert,
Really?
and he also pushed a female out of a car while driving.
Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane, yeah.
But didn't he get like married and shit like that?
He's married now.
Oh, so
his
this was
clone
like,
is his clone is married.
his clone
now.
is married.
This was all before.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he beat up a girl at a concert,
Yeah.
kicked the girl out of a car,
Before going to prison.
went to jail, and then came out. Now he's
Now
married.
he lost weight, healthier.
Didn't
not
he straighten
doing
his
the
hair at
drugs.
one point.
I don't think he straightened his hair. No, his hair was
Remember
crazy.
he had like the weird, like the comb over hair.
That's Young Jock.
Oh, that's Young Jock. Okay, wrong dude.
Wow.
Sorry.
Meet me at the mall. It's going down. That was a really big song.
Gucci Mane. Damn,
Gucci
man.
Man. Yeah. And now he's nicer, married.
I guess the jail system works.
He went there.
Think some real controversial
geez.
shit. Okay,
Holy
that's
Jesus.
weird though.
Why is that weird? Imagine being so. Oh, yeah.
Is he that big to have a conspiracy? Like,
Well,
you know what I mean?
it was a really big thing on the internet.
Was it?
This was like when he got out of prison. It's just that he was so different.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was a big one. Just imagine, being that much of a changed person that you have to be a clone. That's fascinating. Any others ones that you have that you want to?
I was gonna try and get off the celebrity topic for a second, but I
Okay.
think like one of the cool things about conspiracy theories and like growing up and to get into like outside of it is that conspiracy theories sometimes are actually really cool to fucking think about.
Yes.
I think that a lot of the conspiracies that do happen to kind of come out and we talk about, you can sit there and like, argue with your friends about it, and it's like a talking point on the surface level. When we talk about things like aliens or like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster, that kind of shit is just cool to think that that stuff is in existence and is out there. Maybe Bigfoot exists. Maybe there's a fucking Loch Ness Monster in a lake somewhere.
The Loch Ness Monster.
It is cool, but there are those theories that get really, really, really fucking deep. Like one of the things I was thinking of recently was the moon landing.
Oh dear.
Like,
oh dear.
1969, America lands on the moon.
Yeah. People think it's green screen. Neil Armstrong. Buzz Aldrin. Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin. So these guys landed on the moon, and people think it's green screen. And then was it Buzz that recently punched the dude on the street?
I think I remember hearing about.
I think
was that the reason why?
Yeah. So the dude's like, "Oh, the moon was fake. Like you guys green screened it, like this and that." And then Buzz, at like 80 years old, came out and punched this dude on the street.
Nice right hook. And...
But it's like that was a huge deal, like a huge deal. I remember seeing, like, I wasn't born back then, but like newspapers, you see them now and being like, "Oh, we fucking landed on the moon, like the moon," and like that kind of shit. And like obviously they had those fucking tensions between Russia and who's gonna advance faster and shit like that.
Right.
I would love to know.
I don't
believe though. I think they actually
happened. That happened. So. All right,
we're super advanced. We got Jeff Bezos and fucking Elon Musk.
Like you had
rockets, like they're throwing fucking dildos.
Jesus
guy, man.
Jesus,
like
give me a break.
God, man, we're advanced as fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, still, come on, dude. Really? In a sensitive topic, Holocaust deniers. That's a huge thing. Super weird. Unnecessary. David Irving, who is a like well-established author, legit, I wouldn't say established. He's kind of a piece of shit, but he literally wrote tons of books on how the Holocaust is not real.
How do you not think? I wasn't there.
For the record, I want to go on the record to say that me and Ryan were in fact not there.
We were not there. So I don't know. Well, how do you not think that that's real? Like, what evidence is there? Like, is there evidence? Or does the guy just hate?
He wrote a ton of books on it as to why. Let's look up.
Does he just hate Jews?
I don't know. I don't think he's a neo-Nazi. I don't believe he's a neo-Nazi. He's English. He is Caucasian. But let's see. David Irving is his name. We would suggest his book, but I mean, like, don't
give him money.
Don't do that.
That's wild.
Yeah. David Irving. So even on his Wikipedia page, it says, is an English author. Oh my God, I need to talk to your teachers now. Is an English author and Holocaust denier who has written on the military and political history of World War II with focus on Nazi Germany. Imagine having a Wikipedia page and being an English author and Holocaust denier. Huh. Yeah.
So he knows that World War II is real.
So his reputation as a historian was discredited due to his denial and said. But yeah, he has written on World War II, but completely denies the Holocaust.
That is weird, man. That is a really, really weird conspiracy. Like, what benefit is he getting? Making books?
I don't know.
I guess he's making bank off these books for other fucking Holocaust.
Yes, because like it's interesting.
It's really weird, man.
It's odd, dude. Over the years, Irving's stance on the Holocaust has changed significantly. Since at least the 70s, he has either questioned or denied Hitler's involvement in the Holocaust and whether or not Nazis had a plan to exterminate the Jews of Europe. Irving always denied Hitler was anti-Semitic, even before he openly denied the Holocaust. Irving claimed Hitler only used anti-Semitism. All right, well, that's kind of if he uses anti-Semitism, then he's
He only used it to gain followers.
I mean,
but
like,
he's actually not though.
hey, I mean, like, if a person calls me the N-word and says they're not a racist 2 seconds later, I mean, I'm kind of leaning to, I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I David Irving, if you're listening, I know you've written books. I hope you've done your research as to why you feel it's not real. Me and Ryan have had quite a few of Holocaust survivors come to our schools, do presentations.
Yeah, we grew up in a predominantly Jewish area. We grew up around a lot of Jewish people. We're friends with a lot of Jewish people,
and we can assure you, there's not one of them has said it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
never happened like that.
No, it was real.
They said it was real. They lived it. Yeah. So
it's real. I don't know what you're doing, David. I don't know what you're drinking.
Yeah.
I don't know what your mama been telling you.
I don't know what schools have taught you this, but they failed you.
God, you have failed, my friend.
You failed. Huh. Holocaust deniers. That's wild. Well, I mean, recent. Why didn't you think of this earlier? But I guess recent. Fucking conspiracy is the anti-vaxxers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we got into the kind of headstone shit, but yeah, I don't know.
Just like, I believe some people believe the government's trying to control us, but it's just like there are better ways to do that.
They already do.
Oh dear. Go ahead. I'll wait.
You see this,
motherfucker? Yeah.
I don't know. It's a crazy argument. Like I get like the whole. I don't even get that. Like they're like, oh, they're trying to track you, or they're trying to change your DNA. Like, what is that about?
How does one change your DNA?
No, people are saying
you're
like
born. You can't.
MNR vaccines or MNRA or whatever.
mRNA. Yeah.
Vaccines. They're saying that, oh, it changes your DNA and you become a different person.
Can we fly now?
Oh, maybe we're going to become lizard people.
Is that how transsexuals are? Because of the vaccines? That would explain all this cancel culture.
I did not.
Holy. They're trying to change us. They're putting chemicals in the water to turn our freaking frogs gay.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, man.
Infowars.
But yeah, that's this week on Infowars with Carlos and Ryan. Thank you so much. But yeah,
Speaking really quickly of Infowars.
Yeah.
I never knew what it was.
What the show was?
What Infowars was when I was younger. But I remember seeing tons and tons of bumper stickers of Infowars.
Really?
Like, I think even like in Newmarket, like when I was younger, I used to like roll around with like my boys and we'd like skateboard around and shit.
And they had Infowars?
And then there was a lot of cars out there that have like Infowars bumper stickers. So I never really knew what it was. Yeah. I didn't have like access to the internet. I don't know how he got his information out before.
Is Infowars that old?
I think it is.
I only heard of it since homeboy Alex brought it up to us like only a few years ago.
I think it's pretty old, and from my understanding, but I could have that wrong. But I remember being like, man, what the fuck is Infowars? And then finally, when I learned about it, and it's this dude, is he the owner of it?
No, he was a host. He became the host.
Oh, okay.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Oh my God. His voice, it's just his voice is just so like it's very hard to take him seriously.
I love the look it up shit. That's the funniest thing to me.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Fucking. Oh my God. His isms are just like some of the best shit in the world.
But sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, no, what was I saying?
I don't remember now.
I don't remember either. In fucking Infowars. Let's backtrack. Holocaust denying. Anti-vaxxers.
Anti-vaxxers.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Infowars, Chris Guy actually hosted an episode of Infowars because of this whole popularity.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know who Chris Guy is, he is
don't know him. Don't care. Don't look him up.
A predominantly lead he is
He's
like
basically a leader
the
in
leader of
Canada.
anti-vax movement in Canada.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that are disturbing the peace and all that kind of shit. So,
And he's ugly. He's he's a very odd looking man. I don't know. I just hope to God that there won't be textbooks with his face on it because it would terrify the children. He's not a leader that I think I would follow. But I mean, he seems like he gets his emotions like if you were to legit you can't have a conversation with that guy because you would just repeat, law, you have the right to do whatever you want, but at the same time, rules change for the safety of everyone. It's a pandemic.
yeah.
We want to consider, that not everybody has the same health as you do. All right. So I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be listening to this. Probably not. But Chris Guy, get your shit together, bruh.
I wonder what these people think that the government is like so against you, though.
Well, I mean, I think the whole government against you shit really started with the whole webcam thing being exposed by what's his face. Do you remember who I'm talking about here with the glasses? They had him. Edward Snowden.
Edward Snowden.
Edward Snowden is his name.
Well, Snowden.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even it's a fact. Like he legitimately exposed the government.
Yeah.
And now he's in hiding over it. Like he can't even come to the U.S. Yeah, once he steps on U.S. soil, he's arrested. He's going to jail. He's probably going to off it.
They're definitely going to. I'm sure there's probably U.S. militants out there trying to kill that dude right now.
He's trying to snipe him. 150 headshot him. But no, he exposed the guy, and people got freaked out. Obviously that's they could be watching us right now on this webcam, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care. What's up? What's up, bitch? What's going on? Turning our frogs gay and shit. What's going on, bro? Huh?
The thing about it is that they definitely are. So we know that from guys like Snowden, guys like Julian Assange, is it Assange?
The
WikiLeaks,
right?
Dude. Yeah. So the WikiLeaks dude,
they caught him.
They did.
And the funny thing was, he was in the. Was it you? Where was he? Where is he from?
I think he's from like the UK or something.
Okay. So I believe he was in the UK at the time, but he was at the ambassador's building for his own country.
Austria?
Yes. So I think he was on the Austrian ambassador's building.
Austria.
So they don't have law. They don't have once he's in that building, it's Austrian rule. So he's not allowed to.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
So they're not allowed to arrest him. But they took him out anyway, and they legit carried him out. And you're screaming, "This is against the law. I'm not supposed." But they caught him. WikiLeaks, though, huh?
Yeah. And for those who don't know who Edward Snowden is and Julian Assange, they're two of the biggest whistleblowers in probably our lifetime. Lifetime. Like those guys are the guys who exposed the CIA for doing certain things. They exposed a bunch of different documents based off all like crazy things that the government was doing,
tracking you,
this and that,
letting you know what's listening to you through your TVs, man.
Yeah, smart TVs.
Yeah, not even smart, even regular TVs are listening to you.
Oh wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So it's
when people get weirded out from Instagram when you talk about a product and then you scroll down and you see that said product, that's not a coincidence.
Yeah,
it's the government.
Yeah. 100%.
So don't take those deals.
And I'm not saying that shit's right.
No,
because they shouldn't be doing that.
But 100%. They have really good deals on those ads, though.
They do.
Like if I really needed it, like I could be talking about, hey, where's the nearest strip club? I need a strip club. I could scroll down.
Yeah,
and,
then
wow,
it will just come up.
Thanks, God. Not God, the government.
That's an interesting thing. Remember how like we always have some weird shit going on with those ads that like you're talking to somebody about it, and then all of a sudden it shows up on your Instagram feed or your YouTube feed or something like that. I would love to hear somebody's story. If you have any funny.
What's the strangest one you had? You think? What's the
one that me and you had when we were at the bar one night? So for those who
Which
don't,
one was this?
okay, so for those who don't know the story, me and Carlos were sitting at a bar one day having a drink.
Yeah.
I think after work. So my phone was sitting on the desk, and I usually set my phone up so it doesn't have any of that lift to wake, or when you talk, it opens up any kind of hey Google, Alexa, Siri, any of that stuff. I turn everything off in my personalized settings because I don't want it. I don't use it. I use my
tracked.
It's not bad. I know they're tracking me.
Oh Jesus!
I have all that stuff turned off.
You got the vaccine.
None of
That's
it.
what you
I got
mean,
the vaccine.
So
I'm a gay frog.
oh boy.
Yeah. But in this case,
Yeah.
I had my phone sitting on the table that we're sitting at, and I think we were talking about some pretty morbid topics. I think we're talking about suicide, or something like that. And then all of a sudden, my phone pops on.
Oh, that's right.
My phone pops out of nowhere. I haven't touched my phone. I turned off all those settings.
Yeah.
And I like to think myself as a pretty technological person,
Yeah.
especially in modern day. So I know what I'm doing with my phone, but it turns on out of nowhere. And then I'm looking at Carlos. I'm like, what the fuck? So I look at my phone, and then it gives me a message because me and Carlos were having this topic or this conversation about like death and suicide and stuff like that. The phone pops up and goes, I just wanted to check in. Are you okay? We can call an emergency if you need it. And from my understanding, I've turned all that stuff off, probably in the fine print that I happen to accept without reading it.
Oh, jeez.
It
Fine
probably
print.
had some sort of like
Yeah.
thing that said, we can listen to your shit.
Uh-oh.
But to believe how crazy that is, where you can literally just like leave your smartphone, talk about something, and then it will pop up and recognize certain words. So they definitely listened to that whole conversation, probably. Maybe Samsung, because I have a Samsung phone. Maybe it only picked up certain like words and then was like, oh shit, there's probably something going on with this person. Can we help them in a certain way as like a safety feature?
Or maybe they genuinely liked our episode and that was their only way of telling us.
Maybe.
That would be something.
But that night was absolutely nuts because we knew right from then, and we already knew this from the start, but it's like your stuff is listening.
They're tracking.
Definitely. And I'm sure that if you try with any Samsung phone, you can probably get it to jump somehow. If you sit there and just have a weird morbid conversation hypothetically or to act it out, I bet if you put this by a Hamlet play or something like that, it would probably fucking. But that's just the craziness of the day that we happen to live in. So it's like, we have this whole government conspiracy to be like the government's against you and they're listening and they want to change you and control you and that kind of stuff. But they're already doing that with the ways that they've been doing it, the vaccines to save you and to save other people. They already got you, Chris. You're already posting on Instagram. You're already showing up at public.
Man walking, bitch.
You're showing up at public spaces.
You're done.
They know where you are at.
Headshot. You're done. You're dead.
Please understand that, people.
Yeah.
And don't think that you're so important that. And this gets into the whole thing that we were talking about like before. It was like,
you ain't shit.
Yeah, you're not. You're not that important, man.
Right?
Like,
we're all the same here. We're all equals here, pal. We're not all one bigger than the other. What is going on in your life possibly that will be like the government needs to know every single thing?
Yeah. And that goes for all of you that think that the government's after you.
Relax.
They already take your taxes.
They take your taxes.
Yeah, they after you already.
You know what I mean? Like, what's your deal? Like you owe them OSAP, bitch. What the fuck do you think they don't? They ain't gonna catch you.
They got you. They already gave you a number. You have a SIN number.
You're done.
You're a robot here, dog.
What do you? What?
Now they're gonna be like, "Oh, we ate the blue pill."
Well, that's it. We took the blue pill and carried on with our lives. Whatever. That's all up to you. Was there a rumor about you that you heard about yourself that you're just like, what the fuck? That cannot be true. Have you ever heard of a rumor of yourself?
Not that I know. I can't really come up with one off the top of my head. I think a really funny one, and I'm sure that some of the guys who grew up with me back in Newmarket probably know this story. But when we were younger, I got into this huge fight with this kid. His name is Mitchell. I don't remember his last name.
What if that is his last name?
It could be.
Mm.
I actually don't know. I hope you're doing well, Mitchell. Whether it's your first name or last name.
Or Mr. Mitchell.
But we got in this huge fight in our public school, and this guy called me the N-word.
Like, was there
This is not a rumor.
I was kind of like, was there like no black people at the school?
I think we had 2 black guys in my class, and they were both my boys.
And they both looked at him,
and
like,
they were just
no,
no,
he's not. No,
he's not black.
But
and
that doesn't. Okay.
I don't know. That doesn't compute.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. I guess he
Right.
was mad. The first racist word,
Yeah.
or derogatory word he wanted to throw at me was the N-word, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, buddy, you are. It does not work on me like that. Offensive, but
That's got to be one of those like, yeah. I don't know.
really, I heard you killed a man once.
Me?
A kid.
I wouldn't be able to.
A kid came up to me back in Bakersfield, told me you killed a person.
Maybe on Call of Duty.
No, in real life.
And any one of you can get it.
So apparently the way the story goes is that you bumped into somebody in your classroom and this kid didn't like you for quite some time. And then he was like, watch where you're going, fatty. And the whole class just, and you're like,
are you talking
"What
about
did you
me?
s-" Yes, you.
Me.
Yeah. And then
Like
he
Ryan.
bumped it- Yes, Ryan Sand.
I've killed somebody.
You murdered apparently someone. And you just, you bumped into someone. And then you were like, what did you just say? And then he said,
this.
yeah, I said, watch where you're going, fatty. And the whole class is just shocked. Because Ryan, Mr. Popular over here, he's like one of the most popular kids in the school. You can't talk to him like that. What are you doing? But he stood up for himself because he's fed up with your shit. So then you were just like, all right, okay. And you just walked away. And everyone's like, oh, geez. Oh, no. You don't know what you walked into, kid. And then he's like, no, I made him look like a bitch. He sees. And then the next day, during the lunch hour, he was playing, 21 with his friends. He was shooting the ball. And you're like, yeah, 21. And then he could feel the breath going down his neck. And
So I was breathing on this guy's neck.
You were just like, it was hard. He was like,
upon
and he's just like,
the back of his
what the
neck.
hell's going on? What's going on? And he turns around and he sees you with the freaking gloves and the thing, but no mask. For some reason, you didn't hide your face. I guess you wanted him to know who did this. And you pushed him down, and then you pull out a Glock 40 on him. And then you're like, I am not fat. You're like, wait, what? I am not fat. No. And then you just pull the trigger, and then everyone hears, pew, 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 pew. The kid wasn't really good with the gun description. I apologize. But just pew, 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 pew. And then
He wasn't there. He didn't know.
And then, you shot him, and everyone else continued with their day, and they finished the game without him. That is a rumor that I heard.
definitely did not happen.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think you're wearing the shirt. You're still wearing the same shirt you did that day.
Me?
Yeah.
I was a freaking 200 pounds heavier, and I probably couldn't even know where to get a gun. I wouldn't even know where to get a gun if I wanted one.
Uh-oh. Well, who knows? I don't know.
Definitely wasn't.
You are from Newmarket, and you did say there was a lot of info wars. They probably had guns ready for aliens or some shit.
Definitely was not.
I don't know. I don't know. What if it's you denying it, and then you just really just like, oh fuck, he's onto me. So maybe you didn't kill that person in the grade, but then a few years later, you ended up killing someone. And I'm really
super
close.
wild.
That'd be insane. I would have to rat you out and then look for a new house. I can't be working with no murderer, man. We have a rep to maintain.
Oh god,
We're clean. We're clean family fun over here. All right.
Try to be.
Yeah. Any other conspiracy shit that you know of?
I think one of the ones that I like absolutely love, and I probably don't promote it or talk about it enough, but I truly believe that there's probably aliens out there. I think that there definitely has to be something out there living. What we consider them aliens, they probably don't look like we have in commercials and like movies and shit like that. But I definitely think that there's something living outside of the space that we happen to fall into, and like not to get into too deep, but it's.
Do you think there's a multiverse of universes where maybe there's alternate us living different lives?
Like to get into
where this show is genuinely like probably the most popular podcast.
We have the most popular podcast
on the planet.
And it's translated into
completely different
all different languages.
It's a podcast, and they turned it into a movie. Like we're a successful movie franchise podcast.
That'd be wild.
That'd be insane. I would love that universe.
But I truly believe that. Do you believe there's other universes?
I do.
Yeah,
I believe there's other beings.
Yeah,
I don't believe there's aliens or like creatures that like. I think that I truly believe there's other beings out there. I mean, the world's a vastly big place, and so I don't know about the alternate timeline thing. That would be fascinating, but I don't know if that's.
Movies have definitely put it in our heads that there is.
Because there could be like we don't know,
but
right?
just the small amount of knowledge that we happen to know about like the universe, and like we know that there's other universes out there. By chance we happen to exist on this like space and rock in this certain time that happens to be the perfect amount away from the sun that doesn't burn us, but we're now cold enough to be able to survive. Like there has to be that somewhere else. I think. Or even if we're gonna go to like Mars or like Saturn, there has to be something out there that's considered living or breathing. I would think.
Wow.
I think that our knowledge is too small in relation to exactly know, or to even get to that point, because maybe our technology is not advanced yet, or whatever it may be. But the conspiracy theories that are around like Area 51 and like all of these like alien sites or it's like seeings that like the government's trying to like hold down and stuff like that, like definitely there's, I would think, some interesting shit going on out there. That's probably the one that I would think that's like subtle but real in itself.
The
X-Files. What about you? You have any like conspiracies that you really think or that you really love?
I really love. There is one that I think it's stupid.
Or that.
Well, it's not that stupid. I was told this at a very young age, and mind you, the person who told me this was one of the like leaders at my church. Was that
right?
They believe that Jay-Z legit sold his soul to the devil to become as successful as he. Because I remember just like singing H to Izzo one day. It's like, don't sing that. Well, I'm like, why? Because he sold his soul to the devil. I'm like, huh? Yes. Think about it. This means Illuminati. He is representing
Illuminati. That's one thing we didn't really talk about. That could have a whole conversation.
That's a whole thing. Well, I guess we can get into that a little bit. But yeah, basically, he sold his soul. But I'm like, what?
Why does he think he sold the soul?
I don't know. Like he's listening to the lyric because Jay-Z is he's pretty open that he's not a very religious person. And also because they think it's blasphemous because he calls himself Jehovah, which Jehovah is another term for God in Christian terms.
Play on words.
You know, he calls himself the God of rap and whatnot, and then you know they're saying it's blasphemous because you shouldn't use God's name in your image and whatnot. But my thing is that in the Bible it states that we are all made in God's image. You know, so why not just?
He has that one line on the Donda album. It's like made in the image of God.
That's a selfie.
And if there are any rap gods out there, Jay-Z would definitely be one of them.
I would say so.
So
I mean,
you don't need to be religious with that talent,
right? Like, God, why would you have to sell your soul? Like, he's so talented, you have to sell his soul. I don't think
That's a ridiculous.
Like selling your, like it's just selling your soul to be successful. We should consider this for the show.
Definitely not.
No,
Do
you wouldn't sell
believe in
your
a soul?
soul?
That's another question. Do you even believe in a soul?
A soul is something that,
Like the shoe?
like you think if
The sole of my shoe?
Oh, so you're saying if you die and you're cut open, you don't think like a spirit will come out just like, oh,
I'm free from that motherfucker.
I'm free from you motherfuckers. Universes, here I come.
I think that there was like this one, and I don't know, is this even considered a conspiracy? There's this one thing that I read. It's like, oh, like when people die, they lose like 1.5 pounds or 3 pounds.
Is that
and it's not like your feces, like the excrete,
is
or
that
like the gas that comes out. It's supposedly like an actual thing.
Is
like,
feces a thing? Like you?
Yeah, usually you shit yourself, or like you get rid of, like you cleanse yourself when you die. Usually,
really?
I think
Maybe before, I would imagine, just like, oh, don't pull the gun on me, I just shit myself.
But there's this thing that people say, it's like, oh, when you die, you lose like 1.5 pounds or something like that.
Wow.
Or like a couple grams or something.
Interesting.
Like a noticeable, and this supposedly happens to everybody, and this could just be on like a joke or something, but supposedly it's real. And people have taken that and use it to be like, that is your soul being released into the world or wherever it's supposed to be going.
Interesting. So your soul only weighs 1.5 pounds.
Supposedly.
Wow.
I don't know.
Jesus.
But that was an interesting topic, and it's like, I guess, do you believe in that?
Wow.
I'm assuming it's
oh my
the
God,
gas.
Jessica just died yesterday. Oh, that is so terrible. But God, she looks so beautiful in that dress. She lost a bit, like 1.5 pounds. God rest her soul. Yeah, she's on that death diet. Death diet.
God.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. 1.5 pounds.
It's something like that. I don't know. Please, I gotta look that up.
Don't kill yourself to find out.
Yeah.
Go to the gym.
Gyms are
Wear a
available.
mask.
Definitely wear a mask.
Safety reasons. But yeah. Yeah, Illuminati. I guess we could discuss them a little bit. Do you believe in the Illuminati? Do you think there is Freemasons out there trying to rule the earth behind the scenes?
I definitely think that there's like higher power or higher beings that have plays in the government, and like they make our like big decisions in the world kind of thing. I definitely think that there's something behind there. I don't know if it's going to be considered like the Freemasons. And like Freemasons, I feel like we're thrown under the bus because of like all the different movies that were out there. And like I was a huge fan of that Nicolas Cage movie.
Which one?
That Treasure
National
movie.
Treasure.
Yeah, National Treasure. I was a huge fan of those. I thought they were well done and great. But that throws out the whole thing being like, oh, like the Freemasons are the ones that have all this treasure and run the world and they make all the hard decisions. I definitely think that there's a family out there or a team of people that happen to make those decisions. I don't think it's just the government, but that's just my own personal opinion.
Interesting.
I don't know exactly who it would be. I'm assuming that David Irving guy thinks it's probably the Jews. But... And that's the reason why he hates them.
Yeah, maybe.
His books aren't selling as well as he thought it would. But, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really believe in like that Illuminati stuff. I remember it was huge in rap music.
Yes.
Huge.
They're saying a few people did it. They're saying the Illuminati killed Tupac because he didn't want to sacrifice anymore. Biggie. They're saying Kanye's in the Illuminati. A few people.
Where do these people come up with this shit?
Well, I mean, if you're successful, you got to be worshiping somebody. You know, if you're in like the top 5%, you got to be. You had to have sacrificed. You had to sacrifice a child. You know, you had to sacrifice something.
Are we talking about like
testicle?
Are we talking about like literal like Roman sacrifice where they take the goat?
Yeah,
like,
just like.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about like? I could have fell in love with this girl in high school and we could have had a baby together, but I worked on my rap music. That's me sacrificing my life with this girl.
No, like, fuck that, bro. We're talking wearing robes and fucking surrounding yourself like Salem witch trials shit. Fucking set that bitch on fire, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My first platinum album.
Rolled in the blood.
That's how you do it. Just
wiping goat's
blood all
just
in the shower, just. Honey, I'm gonna go sacrifice another goat. Okay, dear, be back before dinner.
I'm trying to go platinum.
Yeah, that's it, and that's what I'm talking about. Illuminati.
Are there still? Remember how we were younger, and I'm sure that some of our viewers can actually relate to this. Was the word I was looking for. Back in like the early 2000s, maybe even late 90s, tons and tons of Illuminati conspiracy theorist videos just swarming the internet.
Well, I'm sure.
I think like YouTube and stuff like that was like
100%.
filled with it before it got sold to Google. I wonder if that stuff's still out now.
100%. 100%.
That's crazy, man.
On YouTube, 100%. They'll tell you Truth Secret Network.
That dude right there.
There's the right there saying 666 for a bunch of shit.
What about the dudes with the masks?
Oh fuck! Who are you talking?
The Vendetta dudes.
Yeah. Shit. What are they called? They threatened. Who did they threaten to expose? Donald Trump. They released like a document on Donald Trump saying he sexually harassed people on Epstein's island. Oh, Epstein's a big one. Epstein's a big one. His freaking suicide there in the jail cell.
That was huge.
That was a big one.
It felt like it got to a point where it was like a joke.
Because I mean, it made sense. Do you think they killed him, or
I don't know too much about the whole thing. I'll be honest with you. I know that he supposedly killed himself in his jail cell, but people are saying that he didn't.
Well, because it's weird because there's a camera literally right in front of his jail cell, and it went off. Just a coincidence that it went off when he died. And Donald Trump was the president at the time. And Donald Trump has been on Epstein's island.
Okay, so then that's like the whole thing about it. So they're thinking that Donald Trump had something to do with it. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
I
can only imagine.
Yeah. It's just I think he probably would have
got him killed.
Yeah.
I think if you were involved,
you are leader, you are literally the leader of the free world.
Weird.
And you went to that island. Bill Clinton apparently went to that island like 20 plus times.
I've seen a lot of like I think I saw in the news the other day there was like this weird interview with Bill Gates and they're asking him about Epstein and his relationship with him. And then like Bill Gates was doing like a terrible job at trying to deflect the questions and like not talk about it.
No comment. Me no anglais.
But in that case, it's like I don't know. That's such a weird. There's definitely some weird shit going on. Like even like all that stuff in Hollywood, the young children. That one dude from the Goonies.
What? The Goonies.
The Goonies. There was a guy in the 80s movie, The Goonies, I'm sure. And he came out and was saying how he was getting like sexually assaulted by like high-end people in Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He like went on like Oprah and like Dr. Phil and all that stuff.
What?
Yeah. Someone, I don't remember his name, but I'm sure that there's people out there that probably know. But yeah, he was like a child actor, and then like he was taken to like these like mega Hollywood parties as like a young preteen, young teenager kind of thing, and he would be like sexually assaulted by like big names in Hollywood. And like just to get back into the Epstein thing, like that stuff probably still happens, I would think.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, definitely some weird shit, and I
have enough power to make it happen, and you know, and you know that power is threatened to be taken away. Then, sadly, they have to do what they have to do. I believe the group, by the way, you're referring to is Anonymous.
Anonymous. That's it. Yeah. Exactly.
I was just looking up on my phone. That's why I was on my phone. I apologize if I didn't look like I was into it. I was just looking up the group name.
So, Carlos,
Ryan.
Because we are probably wrapping up a little bit soon, what do you like about conspiracies?
Makes your brain go. Makes you wonder.
Definitely.
Wondering is always good because it's good for creativity. But then when you dive into it too much, it makes you go crazy. And I like my girls crazy. So if you out there and you crazy and you into it, holla at your boy because I'm out here. Yeah, and then you're probably wondering about my glasses. Ryan, do you have any other final thoughts for the show?
Yeah, you're not gonna say anything about the glasses.
No habla inglés. No.
Yeah.
Conspiracy, baby.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, it just it's good to pass by. Like there's some that are just like, this is ridiculous. But I don't want to. The thing is, I only read like maybe a paragraph of them. I don't want to dive in too deep because then what if it starts making sense and then I start losing my shit? So I mean, if you're like, I would recommend going on Reddit for some interesting ones, things that interest you. If there's topics or celebrities that you're into, and you're hearing about these conspiracies, just be like, hmm. But then it's your choice to believe in what you believe in. That's at the end of the day. It's your
Definitely.
mind. Your head, your rules. Just do your research and don't go denying shit without research. Like homeboy David Irving over here, motherfucker, son of a bitch. Millions of people died and freaking thing. You're just saying that's all fake news. You stupid cunt. Fucking guy. God damn. Tell that to the fucking smokestacks out in fucking Auschwitz over there. Fucking you piece of shit. Yeah. Tell that to the fucking presenters that came to our school telling us of the hurtfulness and the sorrow they have to go through.
Yeah.
Tell that to Anne Frank. You cunt. Shame on you, David.
There's one last thing. I think that there's this one Lupe song.
This always has to, you know what? I can't.
And the line.
Why do you do this?
Just to say the line really quickly, he has this one line, and I believe it's in Miro Part 2. But good he song. Says, think deep, but don't fry your motherboard.
Ooh, I do know that line.
But pretty much deep in the line, he's pretty think deep, but don't fry your motherboard. So that line pretty much talks about have an understanding, do research, believe, to like think deep and like learn certain things and read books and question certain things and analyze it and criticize. You as an individual, you have the freedom and the brain power to do so. But when you allow certain things to kind of take over your life, and you start to promote like maybe unhealthy things to other people out there, and the result of it, like people end up losing their lives, like this whole anti-vax movement. That is when your motherboard gets fried. That's when you're allowing this conspiracy to take over your life to the point where
you're ignoring family, friends, you're dismissing everything.
All of the work that these scientists are doing, and like when the government does great things for us, you happen to ignore it, and like all that stuff is going to ruin your thought process and allow you to get into this hole that happens to get conspiracy theorists the image that we happen to throw at them in modern day. It's like you are the kind of odd bird or the shell that's out there, and your thought process is just ruining your lifestyle. And then you obsess about these things that I think aren't real. That's just me. But that's one thing I got to say last about conspiracy theories. Don't let it fry your motherboards.
And don't be so quick to judge people because they think differently. Going back to the politics thing, they may think, that aliens are real, the Illuminati is real, or the government's tracking you through the vaccine. Don't be so quick to dismiss those that think that. They may think differently from you, but at the end of the day, they're still human with feelings. So consider those. They, just let them know, like, hey, or be, just be adult about it. Hey, I disagree, but it's a good game we're watching. You have that in common, all right? Don't let those big differences put a different, don't let those different viewpoints put a difference in your lifestyle, all right? We're all human. We're all on this planet. Let's live as one. That's my takeaway.
Beautifully said.
Thank you, said. Thank you.
Any recommendations?
Free Guy. It's not a bad movie. You should check it out. I haven't watched it myself, but I should be able to give a review next week. It's a show called Squid Game. Have you seen it?
Everybody's talking about this thing.
It's literally on point right now to become like the biggest streaming show on Netflix.
Holy shit! Really?
Like, ever? Yeah.
Wow.
It's that popular.
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
that's wild.
It's insane. Apparently, it's nuts. It's like a survival game, and you win a ton of money or you die. But the trailer looked nuts. So I'm just like, okay, I should watch this show.
Have you started watching?
I haven't.
Okay.
Yet. but I will definitely do that before next week, and you will have my review. But yeah, Fantasy by Mariah Carey was played a lot in Free Guy, so it's stuck in my head now. But it's also a good song and a classic. So please listen to that song just for old time's sake. And it's fall coming up, so be warm. Summer's no longer here. Wear your sweaters, wear your light coats, windbreakers. Fall's coming up, so do your thing. Be safe out there. That's all I got. What about you, sir?
I actually wanted to put a store recommendation out.
A store?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I recently went out and bought a whole bunch of different hot sauces because I'm a huge hot sauce fanatic.
The and one player?
No, man. But there's a store called Chili's.
Childs.
Chills.
You should have asked them this.
Based out of Ottawa. Canadian company. They're great at what they do, but they're strictly and predominantly a hot sauce and hot sauce merchandise store. If you like hot sauce, please go check them out. If you need any more information, please hit me up on Instagram. Let me know. I got a whole bunch of different hot sauces. Some even made in Ontario, right from here. And you can get some from Canada in itself. Great store in itself. I fucking love it. It wasn't crazy pricey either. It was definitely worth the money. So if you like hot sauces, definitely check those guys out. They're a Canadian company and definitely support local. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Check them out. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by to this week's episode. I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Remember, fill it in. Fill it in.
I wanted to say I'm Cisco, but I wouldn't have came up properly.
I'm fucking blind now.